heavy with silence, broken only by the soft crunch of hooves shifting over dry earth. Dust drifts like smoke, carrying the scent of tension. Something is about to happen. Two stallions stand opposite one another. Muscles rigid, ears pinned flat, breaths sharp and explosive. You can almost feel the electricity between them. Their tails snap like warning flags. Their eyes lock, unblinking, each waiting for the first mistake. The herd senses the danger long before a single blow is struck. Mares gather their foals, forming a loose circle. Young colts pace nervously, unsure whether to watch or flee. Even the wind seems to hold its breath. These aren't just horses. These are mustangs, wild, unbroken, shaped by survival. And today, two of them are on the edge of a battle that could change everything. The dominant stallion stands tall, seasoned by years of fights and victories. His scars tell stories. Some barely survived. Opposite him, the challenger, younger, fiercer, desperate to prove he is worthy of leadership, worthy of the mares, worthy of the land they roam. Their hooves scrape. Their chests expand. A final warning squeal rips through the air. This is the moment before chaos. The moment before thunder breaks loose. The moment when nature decides who will lead and who will fall. But among the watching herd, one figure stands perfectly still. A mare. Calm. Focused. Her eyes track the rising storm between the two stallions. She doesn't run. She doesn't panic. She simply watches, as if she knows something no one else does. Because today, the fight is coming. But so is she. Before the dust explodes into violence, before hooves strike and the world breaks into chaos, we need to understand why this moment has arrived. Stallion fights aren't random. They aren't acts of anger. They're part of an ancient code written deep in the wild horse's bones. A stallion's duty is simple and impossible at the same time. Protect the herd. Protect the mares. Protect the future. Every decision, every battle, every scar is tied to that instinct. The dominant stallion, older, wiser, battle-tested, has defended this group through droughts, predators, harsh winters, and rival males. His leadership wasn't handed to him. He earned it, inch by inch, hoof by hoof. But the challenger? He's the embodiment of youth, strong legs, burning ambition, a heart full of fire. He's watched from the shadows long enough. And now, instinct tells him it's time to claim his place among the powerful. For wild horses, territory means survival, where you drink, where you graze, where your foals grow strong. And the lead stallion controls it all. As breeding season approaches, tension coils tighter. Mares come into heat. Young bachelors gather on the edges like restless storms. Challenges rise like thunderheads on the horizon. The herd feels this pressure too. Foals huddle close to their mothers. Mares flick their ears, calculating escape paths. The hierarchy trembles, uncertain of what tomorrow will bring. And through all of this, one mare watches more closely than the rest. She knows these fights can end in broken legs, deep wounds, even death. She's seen stallions battle until neither can stand. But she has also seen something else, something powerful. That sometimes, just sometimes, one moment of fearless intervention can stop a war before it begins. And soon, she will decide whether to act. The silence snaps like a brittle branch. In an instant, the world erupts. The younger stallion lunges first, ears flat, teeth bared, hooves tearing into the ground. The dominant stallion meets him head-on, rearing high, forelegs slicing through the air. Their bodies crash together with the force of colliding storms. Dust explodes upward, swallowing them whole. Screams echo across the plains, raw, primal, powerful. This isn't a simple scuffle. This is a battle for control, for legacy, for survival. They strike, bite, pivot, clash again. Muscles ripple. Hooves thud like war drums. The ground vibrates beneath them. The herd scatters, bursting into motion like a flock of birds frightened into the sky. Mares race to protect their foals, forming shifting barriers of bodies. Older stallions on the outskirts watch, knowing better than to interfere. The challenger pushes forward with reckless energy, testing the older stallion's strength. But experience is a weapon too. The dominant male sidesteps, pivots, drives his shoulder into the younger horse's ribs, forcing him back. Dust coats their flanks, turning them into silhouettes of fury. Every second raises the stakes. One misstep could break a leg. One well-placed kick could end a life. The younger stallion squeals, lunging again with renewed determination. The older one braces, answering with a violent strike. The sound of hoof meeting flesh is sharp, unsettling, unforgettable. Still, neither gives up. To them, this isn't a choice. It's instinct. It's destiny. It's the ancient law of the wild. But while all eyes are fixed on the stallions locked in chaos, one mare stands still at the edge of the storm, watching every movement with unwavering focus. She is not running. She is not panicking. She is waiting, because something inside her knows. This cannot continue. And soon, she will make the decision that will change everything. The dust swirls thicker now, rising like a storm cloud around the battling stallions. Their bodies crash again and again, hooves slicing through the haze. Every strike sends shock through the ground. Every scream slices the air. The fight is reaching a point where neither will back down, and neither may walk away unharmed. Then, something shifts. From the edge of the chaos, the mare steps forward. Not running. Not hesitating. Not afraid. Each step she takes is measured, purposeful, steady. The movement of a horse who understands the stakes better than any human ever could. Her ears are relaxed, her head low, her breathing calm, almost unnaturally so in the middle of such violence. While the stallions rear and twist, she walks straight toward them. The younger stallion sees her first. A flicker of surprise freezes him mid-charge. The older stallion stumbles back, momentarily confused. A mare entering a fight is almost unheard of. It's dangerous, reckless, suicidal. But she keeps walking. Dust coats her coat like armor. Her eyes click from one stallion to the other. Her body becomes a silent command. She positions herself directly between them. A barrier made not of force, but of presence. For a single moment, time seems to hold its breath. The stallions snort, paw, shake their manes, adrenaline still burning through them. But something about her stillness pulls them back from the edge. She doesn't scream or kick or lash out. She simply stands. A living reminder that the herd depends on balance, not destruction. Slowly, almost reluctantly, the stallions lower their heads. Their muscles soften. Their breaths deepen. Chaos loses its hold. She has done the unthinkable. Not by overpowering them. Not by fear. But by a quiet authority that reaches deeper than dominance. The fight is not won by strength today. It's ended by her. When the dust slowly settles, the true meaning of what just happened begins to emerge. The mare stands at the center of the clearing, her body no longer tense, her breathing steady. She doesn't look victorious. She looks responsible, protective, ancient. Because in wild horse society, leadership isn't defined by who kicks the hardest or who screams the loudest. It's defined by who guides, who protects, who keeps the herd alive. And more often than not, that power rests not with the stallions, but with the mares. While the world sees stallions as the fierce guardians, real control often lies with the lead mare. The one who decides where the herd travels, when they rest, when they drink, and when danger is near. She is the memory of the herd, knowing every safe path, every hidden water source, every threat that lurks on the wind. This mare embodies that role perfectly. As the stallions circle widely, their tempers cooling, she keeps her ears forward, her stance firm. There is no aggression in her, only authority. A quiet kind of leadership that doesn't need to be shouted to be understood. Her foals watch from behind a sagebrush thicket, learning their first lesson. Strength is not always loud. Courage is not always violent. Power does not always come with teeth. And the stallions, though unwilling to admit it, respond to her guidance. Their bodies soften. Their movements become controlled. They are not defeated, they are grounded. Reminded of their place, reminded of the unity that keeps the herd together. In the wild, survival is not about dominance. It is about balance, about knowing when to fight and when to stand down. And today, the herd stands calm because of her. A mare whose leadership speaks in actions, not force. As the sun dips lower on the horizon, a soft golden haze settles over the plain. The chaos of the fight feels like a distant echo now, fading into the stillness that follows a storm. The two stallions stand apart, sides heaving, dust clinging to their coats. Their pride is bruised, but their focus has shifted. The fight is over, not because one of them won, but because she ended it. The mare's presence is no longer commanding, but calming. She moves slowly now, checking each member of the herd with gentle eyes and precise steps. She nudges her foals first, reassuring them with the quiet warmth of a mother who has faced danger and returned whole. Then she surveys the others, ensuring no fractures, no lingering fear, no silent panic hiding beneath the surface. This is her true strength, not the moment of bravery where she put herself between two raging stallions, but the steady restoration of peace afterward.